Yo, what's going on? Today we're in good old Michigan. Thought of something that I don't know how I thought of it or what was on my mind at the time, but free shipping. This is something that we're all guilty of, and I was guilty of this before I was a truck driver and all of that. Where you go online and you find something on Amazon, wherever the heck you find it, and you're like, oh man, like shipping for this costs like $5-10 or whatever it is, like it. Oh my God, that is ridiculous. And nowadays it's more like free shipping on everything. If you have like Amazon Prime, which I think it's like that's a subscription-based situation where you got to pay I think it's like $14 a month or something. I do have it, but I can't remember what exactly I'm paying for it. But yeah, you automatically get free shipping with that. It's just it's like within 1 week you will have it at your door, sort of a thing. And again, I don't know why I started thinking about this, but I was like, you know what? Like, this doesn't make any sense. How is free shipping a thing? You see me bouncing around. We got a reasonably bouncy stretch of road here, but I was like, it doesn't make any sense. And I've already, done research. I guess it's research, but just run across things that explain how your free shipping works, where basically they build the shipping into the cost of the item. So you're still paying for shipping, but it just shows up as like you're paying, $19.99 for whatever, but in all reality you're paying, $15 for the thing and another $4.99 for shipping. We gotta get the heck out of here. There we go. Switch me a lane. But yeah, free shipping doesn't make any sense at all, okay? And they have like free next day shipping and all kinds of crazy stuff like that. I have no idea how they make next day shipping happen, especially when it's just like some random thing, from whatever company. I have no earthly idea how they do, next day shipping. I'm assuming that it's like they have like a warehouse that has it and they're just going to get it shipped from there or whatever, something that's close by. They got a good network or whatever. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't want this guy to sit next to me. I don't like that. People are sitting next to me when I'm talking to my screen. But yeah, free shipping makes no sense. It speaks volumes to, everyone hears about, I guess you would call them artists or like musicians, whatever. Yeah, we're gonna slow down and let this guy pass us. Artists or musicians, whatever you want to call them, that they're always whining about people not wanting to pay for music or just stuff like that. There's all kinds of stuff where it's like, well, I don't really want to pay for this or whatever, and people aren't being properly compensated for their time, what have you. And I mean, we're all guilty of that too, and I'm sure if I ended up a musician, I'd be whining about the free music part of things or whatever they're doing. I don't know what they're doing, but let me just break this down for you really, really simply on why free shipping is the worst thing that I've ever heard of. And let's keep in mind that I basically know nothing about nothing. I understand some numbers about trucks, but I don't understand any numbers about how jets work, how much it costs to operate a jet. No idea. It's probably reasonably astronomical. It's probably not insane, but it's probably tight margins. as it is in the trucking industry. And if I had to guess, just to get this truck to go down the road and break even, I'm betting that it costs like $2 a mile. That's like off of my best guess. And this is just for this truck. Like the whole company combined to make this truck work right here, they probably have to make $2.50, $3 to every mile that this truck goes. Does that sound like free shipping? No, it doesn't. So if you want free shipping, how do all of those things work? And if you think about it like that, an astronomical price of a jet that's got to move something, or a boat, that's got to move something, and then you've got the truck, which has got to move it, and that costs a boatload of money. At the end of the day, you look at like a $5 shipping charge, after you understand how like at least just trucking works and how much it costs. And again, I don't really understand it. I'm a company driver, so I don't pay for any of that stuff, but I do my research. I have a reasonable grasp on it. After you understand that, you look at $5 shipping costs and you're like, this is crazy. Like, I look at $5 shipping costs the same way that I look at next day shipping. I mean, it makes a little bit of sense. You fill up a whole truckload of, $5 shipping pieces, and, whatever they weigh, whatever size they are, all that stuff comes into play, and you could probably make a reasonable trailer for a reasonable load, you could. It makes sense. But I don't know. I have a sneaking suspicion that in the future, since everyone's used to free shipping and they don't want to pay for shipping anymore. It's been free for, we're talking about the future here, but it's been free for 5 years, 10 years, and now all of a sudden we have to pay for it and all of this because the incorporation of that free shipping or whatever, it just got completely blown out. They started taking the margin or the profit margin from that, and eventually, it's non-existent, and prices keep going up and all this stuff, and people just don't want to pay for shipping anymore, and it becomes a real issue. And today, okay, that guy was worrying me a little bit, but today we already have an issue with this, with free shipping, and basically cheap shipping. I gotta word this properly, but basically, with free or cheap shipping, you end up getting a cheap shipping service. You don't end up getting, something that works great and something that functions properly. You get something that just breaks sometimes. And I'm talking about the state of, and I can't speak on the rest of how shipping works. I've heard that we're gonna have to call her back. I've heard that the wages on pilots are horrible nowadays. I've just seen videos on YouTube or whatever where it's like, oh, pilots' wages are the worst of all time and all this. And you also see, the driver shortage that is going on, apparent driver shortage. Some people say that it's not even a real thing, that they're just kind of making it up or whatever. I don't know. It seems reasonable and it makes sense. And it all comes down to that cheap shipping. Everyone wants everything cheap, real cheap, so they can, keep more of the slice of the pie. And that starts at the top, and it goes down to shipping, and then it goes down. It just the whole thing, they're all trying to get a little bigger piece of the pie, whatever. And it ends up with people being paid poorly, and then in turn, they don't have spending power, so they want things to be cheaper. And it's like this revolving cycle. I have no idea when this started, but this is what it seems like, is that it's just this revolving cycle of people get paid horribly, and then things are cheap. Like, they have to be made cheaper for people to afford them, whatever. I don't know. It's a theory. It's a theory in work, or like in the works. I don't know. The whole deal with shipping is this. It seems like this business is very, very, very complicated, and the profit margin is wire thin. It is incredibly difficult to turn a profit out here for a reasonably long period of time. I'm sure that people have done well in the past years and all of that, but a couple of economic recessions and we'll see who's really around still, all of that. I don't know. It all comes down to, just basic economics and all that stuff. I don't know. But yeah. They say you get what you pay for. That's why there's a lot of truck accidents and truck drivers that aren't good, and all kinds of weirdness going on, and lawsuits on drivers not being paid, and all this stuff. And I'm sure that this goes outside of the industry that I'm in. It has to go outside of that, and it's all cyclical. I don't know. But yeah, I suppose I'll let y'all go. So, yeah. Pay for shipping once in a while, I guess. I don't know. That's what I'll leave you with. Pay for stuff. That's what I'm saying. But yeah, I'll let y'all go. Catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.